I would like to share with you directions on how to do the diet analysis. When you open up your course of HTH 120, you're going to go to the folder titled Diet Analysis Directions. Here you will find a few links. The first one is Diet Analysis Directions, which you can review on your own, but I'm going to overview with this recording. You will find the Diet Analysis Software link. This is the link where you create your profile, and then you will enter all the food that you eat for a minimum of 5 days and all the activities that you do for a minimum of 5 days. Based on what you enter, you're going to read some reports in the link with a little P next to it called Diet Analysis. This is where the reports will be found. Based on the reports, you're going to download this Diet Analysis Summary template and answer the 10 questions on that template. When you're done with answering all the questions, you're going to submit your diet analysis summary here. This is where you're going to submit the diet analysis summary template that you completed, and also one of the reports called the combined report. So let me show you a little bit about how to do this. When you are ready to do your software analysis, you are going to click Diet Analysis Software. This will open up. You're going to create your own profile based on your information. And I have done that already. So we're going to move on to the other two tabs. There's a tab on top called Diet and one called Activity. In the Diet, you're going to enter the foods you eat for a minimum of 5 days. Select which meal you want to work on first. So for breakfast, let's say you ate an apple. What you're going to do is then click on the most appropriate item. You can see there's 35 items that showed up, whether it was juice or a pie or just a regular apple. Click on the item that you've eaten, and you're going to add it to the diet tracker. On the right side of the page, you'll see the foods that we've added. So I just added apple here, and it was for breakfast. Make sure the serving size is correct. Let's say I ate 2 apples. I can adjust that, and it updates automatically. So you're going to enter all the food you eat for 5 days. Doesn't have to be consecutive days. And all the meals. So let's go on to lunch. Let's say that you had a banana for lunch. We're going to click, let's say we did banana bread. We're going to click there and add it to the tracker. I'm going to go to the right side and make sure it added appropriately. And it says I had 1 slice of banana bread. You can change the serving size if need be. And then we can move on to dinner. Enter all the foods you eat for dinner. Let's say you had black beans. Again, now 30 items came up. Pick the one that's closest to what you've consumed. Say you ate black beans here, and let's say I had 2 cups of these. Once you're done entering all the foods you ate for 5 days, you can just click on each day, enter the foods you eat. Then you're going to move on to activities. So you're going to enter all the activities you've done. Let's say we want to do activities for day 4, and you did weight training. You're going to, again, hit the closest thing. If I went to a gym and I weight trained for 20 minutes, you're going to enter that. Let's say you did gardening, and we can enter that and make sure it's the appropriate amount of minutes. Again, change if need be. You can enter sports and so forth. Let's say we were at basketball practice for 2 hours. We can enter that. I wanted to touch back on the diet again. If you can't find the food that you are searching for, you could actually create a food. If you're doing a recipe that you've made, I would suggest adding each individual ingredient on its own, or you could create a recipe. When you create your own food, you don't have to enter every single nutrient. Just do the best you can, calories, fiber, whatever it may be. So just know you could create your own food or create your own recipe. What I do is, say I'm making a salad, I just tend to add each ingredient to the salad as its own individual food. Once you're done doing a minimum of 5 days diet and activity, what you're going to have to do is go back to your main page again, and then click on the little link that has a P next to it, Diet Analysis. This is where you're going to find your reports. So we're going to click on that and open it, and you will see 2 reports. The first one is actual versus recommended. This one is where you will compare what you ate on an average of the days you've entered. They average it out and compare that to what the system recommends you be eating based on the diet guidelines. You also see the combined report. The combined report is the one you're going to have to download to your computer and then submit as your assignment. When you open the combined report, the first thing you'll see is the actual versus recommended report that's up here. I did separate them because that's the one that's going to give you the most information. But you're going to read everything in the combined report. This is showing you your actual versus recommended intake. The first column you'll see over here where it says category is the name of each nutrient. The second column is what you've ate on average for the days you've entered. So for protein, I've had on average about 149 grams per day. Recommended based on the dietary guidelines is 72 grams per day. So you can see that I'm a little bit over. The percentage tells you, did you reach the recommendation? If it was at 100%, like calories from saturated fat is really close to 100%, that's meaning that what I ate pretty much matches what was recommended. You can see for protein, I was over by about 100%. That's the percentage actual versus recommended. You want to be around 100% for almost everything. There's a couple of outliers that I'll talk about when we're going through this. For protein, it is okay to go slightly over. This is probably too much based on what I've entered into the computer. You'll see every single nutrient. I want to comment on dietary fiber. My recommendation based off the dietary guidelines is to combine both what a male and female should have per day for fiber grams, and that is 35 or more grams per day. So for this one, the computer program recommends lower than what the dietary guidelines and I recommend. So we're going to go with 35 grams or more per day. It is okay to go over on fiber. You can see I was at 343% for this assignment on average per day. Again, I didn't actually enter all accurate food that I ate. It was just for an example. But I'm okay with you going over 35 grams per day. It's actually the minimum is 35. Then I want you to check out all the different nutrients. Make sure you entered your water in your analysis. Don't forget to enter that. You'll see every single vitamin and mineral. You want to be around, again, 100% on every vitamin or mineral, or slightly over on most of them is okay as well, as long as you're not over because you took supplements. But being over on your B vitamins based off of your diet is okay. Now, if you're under on most of these, you want to take a look at, if you're under, like for my vitamin D, I only ate 19%. In my report that I'm going to write, I can say, well, I'm really low on vitamin D. I'm going to incorporate these foods to try to boost my vitamin D level. Same thing with vitamin E. I'm a little bit too low, so I can look up some foods that have vitamin E in that, and on my report say I'm going to add these foods to my diet to increase my vitamin E. Same thing with calcium, whatever vitamin you're high or low on. The two that I want you not to go over, the one specifically I don't want you to go over is sodium. This would be salt. The recommendation from the dietary guidelines for sodium is no more than 1,500 milligrams per day. If you are at risk of any disease, or if you're overweight or obese, you shouldn't be going higher than 1,500 milligrams per day. If you have absolutely no health issues at all, you could go up to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. The minimum you should be eating is 500. So for me, I want to be between 500 and 1,500 milligrams per day. And I was right in that range. I had 1,300 milligrams on average each day. You don't want to go over, all right? If you are at risk with disease or overweight, you can't go over 1,500 milligrams per day, or completely healthy, you shouldn't be going over 2,300 milligrams per day, because what sodium is doing, if we have an imbalance and we have a lot of sodium without the other electrolytes of potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus, we'll end up with hypertension. So look at your other electrolytes as well: calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium. We want to make sure these are over 100% for the electrolytes that allow us to expel water from the body. And we don't necessarily want to be over 100% with the sodium. So we want to be within range on the sodium. So you're going to look at every single nutrient, make comments on your summary template about what you would change on each nutrient if needed. If you're good with all the vitamins and minerals, you do not have to comment on each individual one, but definitely comment on ones where you might be too high or too low. The next thing you'll find in the combined report is the percentage of each macronutrient that you got when you entered your calories. If you recall from the class, the range for carbohydrates is 45 to 65%. The range for protein and fat is about 20%. So my recommendation is to be around 60% in carbs, 20% protein, 20% fat. If you are plus or minus a little bit on each side, you are fine. These numbers are perfect. Again, your carbs should be 45 to 65%, protein about 15 to 30%, and fat, you definitely need healthy fat, but you want to be less than 30% of your diet from fat. The polyunsaturated is the healthy one. That's the one we want to have the most of. You'll see your macronutrients in chart form as well. You'll see your energy expenditure in this combined report. How much energy how many calories you ate, compare that to how much you expended with your physical activity. Based on our theories of weight control, if you are eating more than you're expending, you would probably gain weight. In this example, I'm expending more calories than I'm eating, so chances are I would lose weight according to the caloric balance theory. If you're trying to stay where you're at, stay current weight, you want to be balanced in this model. If you're trying to lose weight, you want to expend a little bit more. You're trying to gain weight, you're going to need to be consuming more calories. So I want you to read all of the combined report, read this data. Then when you are ready to enter your diet summary template answers, you're going to click on this Word document, download it, and then there's 10 questions you're going to answer. These first 8 questions are based on the data in the report. What did you eat compared to what is it recommended that you should have been eating? So you're going to answer those questions. Question 9 and 10. Number 9, one paragraph of what you can or will change in your diet or activity. Again, this is where if you were at a deficit of a nutrient or too high in a specific nutrient, you could add some content to this. Say, I would increase my vitamin D, I would increase my fiber, I would increase my sodium. And then how would you do that? What foods might you add or delete to get to your goals? Do you want to increase your activity? And the summary paragraph, your overall impression of your diet and exercise, and then you could comment on if you like this assignment as well. When you are done with the summary template, you are going to click on Submit Your Diet Analysis Summary here, and you're going to submit 2 things, the combined report and your summary template with your answers. And that is how you do your diet analysis. If you have further questions, you could email me and I'll try to get back to you right away, or you could come to my office. Thank you.